Are you ready? Are you ready? No, you're not. No, you're not. Do something. What makes you feel alive and passionate? What turns you on? Purple and pink and green and blue, completely sudsed out. That could just cry. Wow, it's painful, right? Your highest self wants to be cultivated, nurtured, seen, grown, developed. Hi, everyone. It is Meredith, your evolutionary astrologer, and we are continuing this series. We are talking about the North Node in Pisces and the South Node in Virgo by transit, and where does it show up in your chart? Why does it matter? Because this is the placement in your chart that is having a massive, gargantuan shift. This is how we find our best, highest self, and this is what the universe is asking you to let go of, which we find in the South Node. And what part of our soul should we be stepping into, leaning into, growing, and nurturing? The subject is enormous, and you could read an article really fast in 30 minutes. But if you really go deeply into the archetypes, into the mission, and into sort of the superpower that wants to be found inside of you through fate and through destiny, well, listen to this video because I do a deeper dive on it. And I believe this energy deserves your respect. Yes, ma'am. If you haven't already listened, I want you to go back and listen to my video where I talk about the nodes backflipping into the North Node in Pisces and the South Node in Virgo and what that means. And I talk about it for a whole hour. So take me on a long walk with you down the beach or in the mountain terrain or on a long drive and really learn about what the universe is even trying to create right now. It's mayhem, it's madness, it is chaos, and it feels really wonkadoo. Why? Because we're working with Pisces and we're stepping out of the Virgo control and into the nebulous netherlands of not even being able to see. So where this shows up in your own chart shows you sort of your journey into your own enlightenment. It is going to take place from January 2025, so it's already in the works if you're listening to this video now, and it's going to go all the way until late summer of 2026. So in last week's video, we talked about the North Node, and we're talking about the transiting North Node. So you can listen to this video in a couple different ways. One, you can just listen to the house placement of your North Node, which will also be talking about your South Node. But what I really, and you'll get a lot out of that, but what I really want you to do, the instructions for this video are, where do you have 29 degrees Pisces? Just go find that in your gorgeous natal chart. Hopefully you purchased a gorgeous natal chart from shopsoulnavigation.com. It's a great way to support this channel, to help me pay for my team that I have in place that are all behind the scenes. Thank God for them. And it's a way for you to be able to work with a chart that is so usable, so user-friendly, absolutely gorgeous. I am telling you, my charts are beyond beautiful and easy to read, way easier to use than the ones that you find for free on the internet. I designed them myself. And then what I want you to do is go look for where you have the 29th degree of Pisces. And then I want you to go backwards and I want you to find 0 degrees Pisces. And that, my sweet friends, is the space in which we are referring to in these videos, in this video series. I talk extensively about this in the video titled, the nodes backflip into Pisces and Virgo. Right now, that North Node is at the 29th degree of Pisces, and it's also at the 29th degree Virgo. And it's going to go backwards. Then it's going to move to the 28th degree, then the 27th, then the 26th, 25th, 24th, all the way to 0. So you have to find that section in your chart. And then I want you to go look at the inner ring and see what house or houses that 29th degree Pisces all the way back to 0 degrees Pisces. What houses is that energy, are those degrees in? And it can be one house, 2 houses, or if you live really far north, it could be 3 houses. So I also, after you figure out your Pisces, I want you to go directly to the opposite part of the circle, the chart, and you will see Virgo over there. It's in direct opposition. If you were just to draw a line and go directly opposite, you will find the Virgo there, and go take a look at those houses. And I want you to listen for which house your Pisces North Node is transiting through. So the Pisces North Node is transiting at the 29th degree of Pisces. It's going to go all the way backwards. It stays in perpetual retrograde, which is perpetual backward motion. It goes backwards through the whole entire zodiac, and it's going to take 18 months to get to the 0 degree of Pisces and the 0 degree of Virgo on the other side of the chart. The Virgo energy is the houses, the themes, and the Virgo energy inside those houses. And I'm going to blend those two. I'm going to synthesize those two. We're going to bake the cake together. What you're supposed to step away from. And the Pisces sign, the sign of Pisces, and the house in which that North Node is transiting in are the themes and is the story of your life, the karmic story of your life for the next 18 months. So we're going to talk all about it. So let's dive in, okay? And each one of these houses deserves its own video, to tell you the truth. I mean, I think the nodes are the richest part of the chart. And I want to tell you, that's what being an evolutionary astrologer is. It's a person who really puts great emphasis on the karmic story found in the nodes. I believe the South Node is where you came from, the gifts and talents that you are bringing into this lifetime. And then your sun sign is who you are being in this lifetime. And your North Node shows me who are you preparing to become towards the end of your life. I think it really starts to solidify at age 36. And who are you preparing to be in your next lifetime? You're starting the journey right now. So an evolutionary astrologer believes in incarnations. The soul finds a body to reincarnate into and carry the messages forward. So we're going to talk all about it. Now, if you don't believe in reincarnation, but you do believe in astrology, you could look at this as your early life, your midlife, and your life as an elder, your life in its full wisdom. So I already did the North Node through the 12th, the 11th, and the 10th houses. Today, we're going to do the North Node through the 9th, the 8th, the 7th, the 6th, okay? So whatever house you have your North Node in, you are going to have your South Node in the opposite sign's house. And the nodes always move together. Think of the North Pole and the South Pole. So if the North Node is transiting at the 29th degree of Pisces at the time that I record this, but it's going to be somewhere else. It's going to be at a different degree in a year from now or in 3 weeks from now. If you've got Pisces and the North Node transiting your 9th house, okay? And also, just listen to this if you just happen to have your North Node natally in the 9th house, because you will relate to it. You will relate to this synthesis of it. So over the next 18 months, so summer of 2026, July, August, you're going to develop a hunger for higher truths, for more wisdom. And you will also sort of surge into the spotlight of some sort. The global arena, the global stage, different countries and cultures are going to become in focus in your life. And you are going to be in search of finding solutions through your wisdom and your intuition. Your wisdom is going to be tapped. So right now, there is probably seeds being planted for a bigger dream for your life. And the dream that you are dreaming up, that you are conjuring, if you will come from your highest, your best, your most optimistic self. You will be thinking and talking and teaching from a well of inspiration that is begging to be tapped. I'll tell you, over the next 18 months, and if you have this natally, you already relate, there's a prophetic side to this placement, to this transit. And there's an uncanny ability to you either have a desire to, or you already have an understanding of the world at a global level and all of its interconnectedness, right? You understand what maybe the state of Iowa and the country Zimbabwe have in common, right? Like you can see a interconnectedness, and I'm going to tell you, your global perspective is going to increase. And you're also going to tap into the deep humanistic, what it means to be a human right now, and the truths around that in maybe a more rabid way, like maybe even in a more frenetic way. You may want to even travel to test out your new inspirations and your new truths, putting your new truths into the world, and to go beyond. Basically, what I'm really saying is to go beyond that which you know, and to go beyond your regular mundane life, to sort of go on walkabout. And now you're becoming interested in the world that goes way beyond your own self and questing for the truth around life's great mysteries. A new vision for yourself and for your life will be illuminated right now. This is a very, very, very optimistic time for you. And your path is changing for the better. Your highest self wants to be cultivated, nurtured, seen, grown, developed, acknowledged. And this new adventure of your life, whatever adventure you're, whatever you're putting in your backpack and wherever you're going, this is going to give you a reboot around optimism, around hope, and, are you ready? Around faith. Faith in myself, faith in life. At least that's what you're questing for. I hope you find it. You may step into a whole new belief system about life, changing your spirituality, your religion, what you believe in, and you may even want to forget about your rigid daily plans that used to make sense. And now you might want to just flow happily along into the wild world of learning and teaching and growing and preaching and writing and traveling and embracing the philosopher inside of you. So dream up what is really possible for you to find your truth. Get out your map, right? And circle where the truth is, if you will, on your map, and go that way. Go pilgrimage into the world to find yourself. Yeah. So I want you to dream up what is possible for you, and then I want you to step into that bigger dream. And your dreams will be revealed to you over the next 18 months. And I want you to envision, your long range goals. You must be mindful, however, of integrity, because life could be quite exhilarating and fun. And you are sort of susceptible to new teachers, preachers, and gurus. And I don't want you to get duped or tricked. And there's a lot of fraudsters and a lot of tricksters. So now is the time where you might find inspirational teachers that totally turn your life on its side. Mentors, new mentors, healers, gurus that can become guides for you, I should say, in supporting you in your new truth, in your new goals, in your new visions, in your new dreams. Help you cultivate a happier life. Now, I want to say, do not fall prey to a cult. So I just lost a dear friend who, I won't go into too much detail. They joined a cult and there's no getting him back. Not anytime soon. Like, he's gonzo. He's not even in his right mind. And it's a deep level of psychosis. I'll have to look and see if he has the North Node in Pisces transiting his ninth house. It's the saddest thing I've ever seen. Like, he's going to lose everything. His job, he has a very fancy job, a very important job. He's going to lose his family. He's going to lose everything. He's going to lose his wife, his children, all of it, all to this cult leader. So do be careful. And I also want to tell you, you too could actually step into the role of being the teacher, the mentor, the guru, the wise one for others, the guide. So use your power in a way that really truly benefits others, that keeps you standing in humility and integrity. If you have the North Node transiting your ninth house, that means you have the South Node, go look, transiting your third house. And the South Node is in Virgo. And right now it's at the 29th degree of Virgo, but it's going to go through the whole sign of Virgo, and it will be done in late summer of 2026. But with the South Node in the third house, in Virgo in the third house, some people quit smoking, some people quit drinking, but what's going to happen to you and what you're being invited to quit is overthinking, over analyzing, analysis paralysis, and just to follow the authentic truth that lives inside of your heart. Follow your desires. Follow your dream for yourself. And now the focus is on expanding your intelligence, your philosophical and your physical, the body, and your spiritual horizons. And you're also being asked to rework or redo or redefine your everyday schedule. So getting out of the weeds, and into the clouds, right? You're not the little, rabbit just munching on one leaf. No, you are up there with all the clouds and making meaningful conversation rather than boring chit chat or gossip that goes literally nowhere. This is a time when you can step into the infectious storyteller that lives inside of you. You can become more colorful and more interesting and more passionate. You can share your wisdom rather than just your data with others. Like, what does the data mean? I don't know how many polls I read last year, but I'm like, what does that mean? What does that data prove? So now you're not in the collecting of data, you're in what does the data say? So it's like astrology. You're not just reading the points on the chart, you're actually synthesizing for story. So this is the time when you can see the power of your own intuition in play. You might even see that your intuition is even more powerful and more potent than your logical mind. And this is when you will want to deepen your connections and not just have superficial friendships that, when you get together, it just feels like, okay, that was a nice night, but that was meaningless. That had no purpose. That just wasted my whole night. You're not going to be attracted to any of that anymore. You're going to see also now that your impatience may actually run your life, even sabotage your life. So take another vitamin called patience. Breathe deeply and keep your eye on the big picture goal and be willing to remind yourself to go a little bit slower to create more quality work, quality projects, quality time. Don't let your impatience get the best of you. This is also a time when you could get really indecisive. Which way should I go? Frozen in the busyness of the schedule. And sometimes changes require slowing down and doing less to embrace those new things, right? Like you can't move quickly through yoga if you've never done yoga before. You have to find your balance. If you get too impatient, you might give up. And this is another way that you could really sabotage yourself. You could keep yourself so, maniacally busy doing so many things that you can't implement any of the new inspirational changes that your soul truly desires and that your fate and destiny over the next 18 months are trying to present to you. You might just walk on by or keep your head so buried deeply in your manic routine that you forget to live the dream where the clouds are, right? And this dream is, I say out where the clouds are, but really what I mean is the dream that actually lives inside of your soul. I kind of want you to travel and plan your magical trips months in advance. So when it comes, you absolutely have to do it. Like make the commitment now for what you're going to do as far as travel later. And speaking of traveling, I hope that you're coming to Seattle to study with me in person at my 2025 Seattle workshop in May. You can go to soulnavigation.com and you can read all about it. It is going to be absolutely incredible. I won't go into all of the fabulous details right here, but come study with me and meet your soul tribe. You will absolutely love it. Just mark your calendar for May 15th. Through the 18th, we are going to play at night and study hard in the day. It's going to be so incredible. So I kind of am inviting you to get out of the rat race, get out of the busyness, get out of the need to be perfectly organized and everything in perfect order and learn more and know more. Like, oh, I have to know more before I can write that book. Oh, I have to have more knowledge before I can give that TED Talk. No, you don't. No, you don't. Believe in yourself. Give yourself permission to be messy. Let go of needing to be factually perfect and right and correct 100% of the time. And instead, just reveal if you don't know the answers. Like, I don't really know that. I'll get back to you, right? Be willing to be real about what you know and what you don't know. Believe me, people will appreciate it when you say, I don't really know that. And I want to tell you that being vulnerable creates deeper intimacy and creates deeper quality with other people. Being vulnerable is truly far more interesting than being perfect. Nobody is interested in perfect. Nobody. I want to also tell you this is a time in your life where you can really channel and learn new ways around how to communicate more effectively, more inspirationally, more motivationally, in a more interesting way. And you can also deepen your listening skills right now. Listening is a huge, huge, huge effective part of communicating. And this is when your communication can take you to new heights. Have you ever been around a person who is just so monotonous and boring to listen to? Oh my God. You just want to die sitting there listening to them go on about nothing. Wow, it's painful, right? Well, this is a time when you can really change your communication style and when you can take an honest look around, why do people not like to listen to me? You know, if people are not riveted by what you're saying, if they are able to multitask through your riveting story, think about your communication style and invite in an honest look, maybe even a communication coach, and change, around how you are talking, how you are presenting. You can invite more gentle, more compassionate, more intuitive, and more vulnerable conversations into your life. And it is so rich and rewarding when you get that interchange. So if you have this placement, let me know. Let me know about your communication. And I want to also tell you that with the South Node in the third house, you could have bouts of insecurity around, am I doing the right thing? Second guessing over and over and over, and living in perpetual analysis paralysis. That actually creates massive nervous anxiety. And so break up your routine. Do things differently, slow down, dream your dream, and be willing to take new risks, especially around learning and communicating and journeying out into the world, and more social risks, and deepen your conversations, right, to grow your confidence. This is a giant, giant, giant milestone this next 18 months in growing your confidence for the public. The ninth house is so social and so public. And so I want you to take risks. Taking risks is how you grow self-confidence. And so this is the time when you can genuinely grow enormous self-confidence. And after this 18 months, I want you to come back to this video and tell us everything that you learned and how you are such a more confident person in every arena of your life than you were 18 months ago. That's what this energy is going to do. And for people who don't have this aspect, let's just talk to people who are a little bit older. Let's talk to, somebody who's over 50 years old. Okay. Do you remember when you stepped into your confidence? And do you remember how that completely changed every single thing about your life? It changes the kind of partnership you attract. It changes the table that you get sat at a restaurant. It changes every opportunity. It changes how the guy who's selling you a car negotiates with you, right? It changes every aspect of your life. So this is a very confidence boosting 18 months for you. And I don't want you to miss out on this destined time. So take risks. The risks that are being presented to you are actually fated moments. Okay, let's talk about the North Node in Pisces transiting the 8th house. Okay, so over the next 18 months, you're going to be given the opportunity to deep dive into the unknown. Yes, the unknown, to create a transformation that will help you heal your life. It will help you create deeper, way more intimate connections. It will help you find intimacy. And it will help you learn about your life, yourself in a whole new way. You're actually going to have a paradigm shift about the meaning of your life. And you may actually even create more joint successes with business partners. And you might even come to a place where you mix your money with another, or you put your money into an investment that can pay out. Your investments can grow right now. And you may even receive like a nice income tax return, or a grant, or a scholarship, or a windfall, or an inheritance at this time. And I want to tell you that your spiritual guides are knocking on the door. The nodes are the portals to your past life and your next lifetime. So if you want to think about it, it is like the tunnel that you go through into the light, into heaven, to then find your next incarnation. And so your spiritual guides are really knocking at the door of your North Node portal, the South Node too. And they're giving you right now a new kind of intuition and a new psychic awareness. It's true. Yes, it's very, very true. And that is super, super powerful. I know when I stepped into a new psychic awareness, I developed the skill of mediumship, and I could actually help people understand truths about their loved ones and their deaths. And I still do sessions, mediumship sessions. I just have to do them a little bit differently than my astrology sessions. And it really altered the course of my work, and it changed my life profoundly, because I also got the ability to communicate with my dad who had crossed over. And that gave me, it still gives me, he communicates almost every day with me. I mean, it's unspeakable. I can't even say the English words because it's so deep. It gave me this resounding gratitude, but comfort. And so this is no small thing. And I just want you to work with your guides and ask your guides to start giving you messages and start tapping into your intuition and your psychic sensibility. And if you want help with that, you can book a reading with me and I can teach you how to open up that channel, especially if you have this Pisces North Node traveling through the 8th house. This is huge, and it completely altered my life in a positive way. So with this placement, you may experience messages, spiritual messages, just out of the blue, or you may experience a serendipity or a kind of kismet, a destined feeling of fate, because it's true, like being at the right place at the right time, picking the winning lotto ticket. And you may see that your dreams are actually prophecies. You may also get warnings and feelings of beware, don't go there. And you need to pay attention to those as well. And so your guides are communicating with you, and they probably always have, but now, because it's on the portals of the 8th and the 8th and the 2nd, you are open and you can feel and hear and sense and see in a whole new way. And before you sign contracts or make new deals or finalize negotiations, or even like a handshake contract, touch base with your intuition. Ask your guides to give you a message, yes or no, and follow those intuitions, because you're really dancing. You're doing a dance, you're doing like the waltz with your spirit guides. And right now, I want you to open up your heart to partnerships that really could support you financially and spiritually. And I want you to also attract partners into your life, business partners, companions, lovers, that are no longer liabilities, but instead they are assets. They bring something to the table that you might need. Merge with the kind of people who bring some power, some grit to the table, right? This is also the time to take better, smarter risks in your life. This is the time to really step into what makes you feel alive and passionate. What turns you on? What turns you on? So what electrifies you? What excites you from deep within the well of your soul? Like, what turns the light on inside of you? Boom. And then start doing this thing. Yes. And so it's not a razzle dazzle feeling like the 5th house. It's a depth of feeling, So get passionate about your life right now. Figure out what you're passionate about. Get passionate with whatever you're doing with your life. Get passionate about your partnerships. And I kind of want you to get completely absorbed and lost in the passion. And because this is where you're going to find the meaning of your life. This is where you're going to find the ignition to the next whole chapter of your life. And I want you to get absorbed in your passions. I want to say this with a caveat, though. The second and the eighth house are about ownership, and they're the possessive houses. It's the axis of possessiveness. And so I want you to stay in your passion, but I also want you to truly be okay when things leave you, when your art sells, when your art is literally being carried out the door. Be okay with letting go and really work on your possessiveness now. Remove jealousy from your life right now. This is the jealousy axis. So you are going to be triggered. Your envy is going to be triggered in the next 18 months. Don't let it be. Work on it. Know that when you're feeling jealous, that's what Meredith Soul Navigation was saying. So where are you possessive? Work on releasing, work on surrendering, work on going with the flow, work on letting go. This is the pro tip. This is the key to this placement. Do not try to possess others. Everything is fluid. Everything is always changing, right? The river is not the same as it was when I first started this sentence. Now the river is different. Now the river is even different, right? Be okay with the change. This is the time when you should actually release material things from your life that no longer have a purpose in it, right? Purge the heavy weights in your house that you no longer even lift. Go release them. Get rid of all the stuff that's bogging you down. This is a time to transform your life, and it could start with getting rid of the unnecessary material. I want you to create change in your life. Take more risks around what you are passionate about. What makes you feel alive? Go do that thing. The other weekend, I was so sick, but I could not watch one more bit of news. It was really depressing me, and I was starting to doom scroll. And I didn't even want to get up at 6 a.m. when my friends wanted to come and get me to go snow skiing, because if you don't get there early, you can't ski this particular mountain. So I got up at 6 a.m. I didn't want to. I was still really, really sick. But you know what I said to myself? If I don't go do this, if I don't go put myself up there in the silence of the mountaintop and the beauty and sort of that place where I feel totally alive, because if I'm not, I might die going down the hill. Like it's it's life or death for me on those hills. And so I'm totally alive because I'm not dying. That's the kind of feeling I want you to have. And believe me, it would have been much, much easier to stay sick in my warm bed, in my favorite PJs, with my coffee and my cats, and my fabulous husband. And I would have picked up my phone and I would have doom scrolled, right? And the whole day would have gotten lost. It would have become a burden. And so I want you right now to choose doing things that make you feel so invigorated and so alive, even if they're scary, even if they're hard, even if they're frightening. Change things up to deepen the quality of your life. This is not a time to just acquire more. This is a time to have less of everything, but more quality. The biggest message that I can give you if you have this placement for the next 18 months is about moving away from wherever you have been stagnant and step into the change. Where have you plateaued? What's on autopilot in your life? Change that thing. Change that thing. I'm not joking. Energize your life by making changes that invigorate you. That's what I love about cooking. I rarely make a meal twice. I love the change. I love changing it up, making it a little bit different, eating something brand new, eating something I've never had before. I love, love, love that. So where in your life can you, for the next 18 months, not plateau? Tap into your life force energy, your radiance, your vitality, and let go of limiting yourself, right? Don't live in a box that's too small. Are you listening to me? This is the most transformational placement for the North Node in the entire zodiac for the next 18 months. This is the most transformational. So this placement is going to create the most transformation. Now, this might not mean you got the gig to be a showgirl, in Vegas. This is deep. This is deep transformation. This is inside the secret well that lives inside of you. You might transform and not one single person in your life even knows it. I hope they do, but they might not. It's not necessarily external. It's deep, deep, deep within you. And it has a lot to do with your own relationship to yourself. I'm sorry, I'm so passionate. I'm in the energy. This is a time to step into a new or a deeper spirituality, or even the occult. Like go into deep self-study, finding the spiritual path of your soul. Be open to having a transformational, a psychological paradigm shift. That paradigm shift will lead you into the profundity of the spirit world. This is an abstract North Node placement. You're leaving the material and all that you know, right? Like building the house, to step into the spiritual force that fills up the house. It's energy. So let's talk about what you need to shed just a little bit more deeply. I told you it's a really long video, I know. But the biggest tip I can give you right now is your entire value system, what you value, and your value and who you value is being reborn right now. You, my sweet friend, are being reborn right now. This is no small thing. That's why this North Node in the 8th means the South Node is transiting in Virgo in the 2nd. And life is going to show you that your old ways aren't going to work any longer. You're done with them. You're going to be, you're not riding a bicycle anymore. You're getting a car. You're not walking. You're getting a bicycle. You are changing out the mode of transportation for your soul. That's a metaphor. That's not literal. You're going to be tested because you're going to just want to do things the way you've been doing them until you don't. And money and resources are going to come into high focus over the next 18 months. Just don't let it boss you around in a negative way. Let go of your chronic money crisis thoughts and fears and surrender negative thoughts of money. Don't even think about money for 5 days in a row, okay? Really start manifesting that you can earn more and save more and partner with people that help you with this. And maybe explore more passionate ways that you can earn more money. I want you to step into the manifestation of abundance right now. It's not about accumulating more things. It's about acquiring wealth, spiritual wealth, emotional wealth, financial wealth through substance, through quality. I also want to tell you that this is a time to get out of the boring bits of your life. I think I mentioned that already, but you may get a real good look at how stubborn you are and how overly attached you are to your ego, doing it your way, how fixed you are in your routine and how that sabotages you because it limits you and it doesn't allow you to expand and adapt and grow and be as big as you could be. And I want you to be willing to transcend the idea that you know it all and step into the unknown parts. This is going to sound really silly and quite stupid, but I don't usually go through the car wash. The car wash here in our town is the kind where you sit in the car and you go through it, right? I kind of gave that to my daughter. Like if she's going to drive the car, she has to wash the car. So I haven't like gone through the drive-through car wash in years. 16, 7, 3 years, right? So I went through the car wash today. And what was so weird, my husband was talking to me on the phone while I was in the car wash. You guys, it was completely like sudsed out. And they want it to be like a disco. It's the Brown Bear car wash. And so they have all these flashing lights like, woo, it's like purple and pink and green and blue. And so I can just see these lights, but I'm completely sudsed out. And I'm sitting in my car, but I'm not driving it. And I am telling you, it was like, I did not like that feeling at first. And I just had to transcend the idea that I wanted to see. I had to transcend. I had to go somewhere else. So I just sat back and I was like, okay. I'm not going to be able to see a damn thing. I'm just seeing these like glowy suds, right? I'm just sitting here in this car wash with these suds glowing all around me. I'm in some big puffball. I was literally in the cloud. And so I had to exercise a new part of myself that said, it's going to be okay. This is kind of fun. This is a creative minute. Like, just let go, check out. It was just a metaphoric moment of enjoy the magic of not being able to see where you're going. Enjoy it, embrace it. Don't be so crowded in and grooved in that I have to be, in control of everything. Do not predict your next move. So here's another example. Like when you are in yoga or snow skiing, those are my sports. I work really hard to not, even if I know what the yoga teacher's next step is going to be, because we just did it on the right side, so I know we're going to do it on the left side. I try not to go there before the teacher says to. And the reason why is because I don't want to be in my knowing. I don't even want to be in a place where I remember the routine. I just want to be I trust my teacher and I love my teacher. I just sort of want to be in the surrender of feeling and doing and not thinking. And that's kind of like what that car wash was like. It's like, don't always predict the next move. Let life be spontaneous. Surrender a little bit of the control. Now, I wouldn't recommend this to like a Pisces. When I say that, I mean if this was in the 12th house. This is specifically for the 2nd and the 8th because there's a lot of stubbornness with those houses. And I was going to give you an example of snow skiing. Like when you ride the chairlift up, at least here, when you ride the chairlift up and you ski down the slope, if you were to ride the chairlift up again and ski down that same exact slope, that slope is going to be totally different the next time you ski down it. It's not going to be the same. And if you take that slope over and over and over again from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., the mountain is completely different. And what I want to say is accept those differences, enjoy those moments. Don't let those moments trip you up. This is the 8th house magic. This is how you're going to test yourself, okay, to see if you're doing the North Node transiting. The 8th house in Pisces is I want you to ask somebody who you respect for a piece of advice on your life. And then, are you ready? Then I want you to take it. I want you to actually do their advice. I want you to take their advice, not yours, theirs. That's how you get out of the boring bits of your own life. Because these next 18 months want to show you that you, my sweet friend, don't know everything there is to know. And the pieces that you don't know are so fascinating. Become fascinated. Become absolutely fascinated with that which you don't know. I also want to tell you to sort of let go of your responsibilities and obligations that have you stuck in the past. This whole access requires a lot of trust. So for the next 18 months, I want you to know that the universe is kind of trying to show you a better way, a new way, a more interesting way to your life. Do not stay stuck on your couch or in the past archetypes that your family has given to you. And if you grew up a certain way, you needed to be a certain way. And I want you to embrace being different, embrace your transformation. One of the things that has also happened to me is I just stopped doing every single thing that I used to do. And it upset a lot of people in my life because I don't have the time. They don't like that. So you have to stay strong in this. But I want you to invite in the changes to your life. Meet new power people. This is a time when you're going to level up your connections. And I really want to invite you into those paradigm shifts. So let's talk about the North Node in Pisces in the 7th house, okay? So over the next 18 months, you're going to be learning about cooperation. You're going to be learning how to merge with other people, how to meld your energy, how to integrate with others through developing a tact, a kindness, a thoughtfulness, diplomacy, cooperation. And you're going to be forced or inspired to figure out what other people need, not just what's good for them and not just, what do you want for them, but what they want for themselves. And you may even help them discover how to get that very thing that they want, that they need for themselves. You're going to step into, at this time, this is kind of an exciting placement. All these placements have like this absolutely profound, juicy fruit. And by the way, I recommend that you listen to the North Node transiting through all the houses, even the houses where your Pisces is not, so you can hear what lessons you actually are not learning. right? Because a lot of life is about, oh, am I learning about, am I learning about death in the next 18 months? Oh, no, I'm not. I'm learning about money. Okay. Oh, I'm learning about changing. Okay. So it will help you lock into your divine and fated spiritual quest over the next 18 months. So I really recommend you listen to even the parts of this video that don't necessarily show up in your own chart. So between now and so this is February 2025, and this started in January 2025 all the way through July, August 2026. If you've got the North Node in Pisces transiting your seventh house, you're going to step into this allure of Venus, because this is Venus's house. And so you're going to become a great source of empowerment and inspiration. And you're going to become probably a new motivational leader inside your family or friends or your community or group or relationships. This is a really exhilarating and fun placement for the North Node in Pisces, because you can become effortlessly popular and well-loved by others right now. You can also attract to you in this magnetic way, in this quiet way, a soulmate kind of love where people will trip over themselves trying to talk to you. Hey, lady, trying to get to know you. Hey, what's your name? I noticed you checking out the tomatoes over in produce. I mean, does anybody even talk like that anymore? No. How do you like your martini? Shaken or stirred? I'm not good at the pickup lines, but I'm just telling you, people will trip over themselves right now. There's something magical about you, something very Venus and then more Venus. And there's your glamour, your beauty is shining right now. Even if you feel like you're not that attractive of a person, I'm telling you, with this placement, you, my friend, are gorgeous. You are gorgeous. Yes. You're going to be getting your PhD right now in seeing the other side, learning about the other side, accepting those who are different than you or having different belief system. You might be invited to join a peace accord, if you will, facilitate a conversation of dueling sides, mediate or moderate. And I know that's like all of us have our families like split in half, where the world is very divided right now. And I have that in my own family. And so this I understand really, really well. Like I have to sometimes be a bridge between two opposing sides. And you might be that in your family too. And you might have an opportunity to learn also, this is a communication house, a new way to communicate, just like I was talking about with the ninth house. But this one is more about like the great negotiator, the great sales. Like if you get a job in sales, learning how to create win-win situations for everyone, learning how to broker a deal, learning how to be a great closer, learning how to pitch a sale, learning how to step into more empowerment inside the way you communicate rather than direct, bottom line, pointed conversation and even arguments, right? You'll see that you're going to sort of learn the art of finesse. That's really kind of what I want to say. Hey, maybe you'll become, the United Nations neighbor in your neighborhood, and you'll help negotiate peace deals between people's fences, right? And create more peace in your community or joy, or just create more sense of community. You're going to also learn the gift and the power and the love inside of sharing your talent, sharing your home, sharing your food, sharing your things, sharing your car, sharing your money, sharing your wisdom, sharing your life. Wherever it may be, I don't know exactly where it's going to be, but you're actually going to learn the big lesson around giving is more fun than receiving. And you might find a new kind of genuine success and support and confidence from other people. The word independence is going to be exchanged for interdependence right now, as those are the lessons that you're going to be learning. Like together we're stronger. I also want to say that there's going to be a new element of creativity in your life right now. Beautification, Venus creativity. So maybe you'll just think more creatively, or maybe you'll take up an artistic hobby. But this could be really, really fun. Like maybe you're like my esthetician whose hobby is refurbishing furniture, and she has just found so much happiness inside of taking this old worn out couch and turning it into literally like the king's couch. She's absolutely amazing. She's a Virgo. But this is Venus's house and it rules the arts. So maybe you're getting a subscription to a concert series or falling in love with a new kind of music, or you're going to the symphony, or you're going to study opera now, or you're going to be, you could be a lover of the arts, or you could actually be the artist. Oftentimes I find with the seventh house, you're the appreciator of the arts for the very first time in your life. Like I remember my husband, he had never been to a musical before. He had been to a play, but never a musical. And so I took him to go see this musical. Funny, I think it was called Magic Mike. I knew he would love it. He walked out of there and he goes, I go, what did you think? How did you like it? And he was like, that was really kind of weird. And I said, weird? What was weird? He goes, well, Meredith, they never talked. I go, yeah, that's a musical. He goes, I didn't know a musical meant they never talked. I go, yeah. And I'm a drama major. People, I'm a drama major. So this was hilarious. And this was at the beginning of our relationship. I said, yeah, I took you to see the musical. And he's like, okay, but they never said anything. Like they sang everything they said. Right? So that's this placement. Like maybe a new kind of arts is going to find you. So what happens when the North Node transiting Pisces is in the seventh? That means the South Node in Virgo is transiting your first house, which is the house of yourself. So right now, what's going to come into high focus is you might see that you are pulled into a direction of being obsessively self-focused. In truth, you're going to see that it's not very rewarding as much any longer to be focused just on myself. May not have happened yet, and it may happen between now and July, August 2026. You could really experience a new kind of or a great deal of self-doubt, and you might feel like you can trust no one, and so you have to do everything by yourself. But the truth is you need to find partnerships that you can trust. And you may feel like you have to go at it all alone. And you may, and you're going to see the glory. The thing that you truly want is to be able to learn or to just step into genuine partnership, a team. Being on a team is more meaningful at this time. At least this is the lesson that you're learning. Can be more valuable and more meaningful when you have somebody to partner with. You might need to even take a risk trusting another person to partner with you. And maybe it even crumbles and falls apart a little bit, but it might be more rewarding. And you might even feel like you're losing a part of yourself when you're not in total control. I want to tell you that you have to kind of trust partnership to live with someone too. Finding someone that you can truly count on, finding some people that you can be a team with, finding someone that can truly be supportive and loving inside your mission and vice versa. There is great reward in this, but it requires trust. And that is the hard part. That's the lesson. You're also going to see that not everybody is like you. Not everybody believes in what you believe in. And you could get frustrated and really tired and really exhausted with the intense effort that you might feel that you need to exert to reach your goals. And I want to tell you that you might feel like there is this deep personal sacrifice that's necessary right now. And you could truly exhaust yourself trying to gather all the resources to be better and do more. And you might feel like you are constantly asked to walk across hot coals or crawl, on broken glass. So don't be swept away in this illusion because it's not really the truth. It's just your blind spot, where you feel like it's so the truth, but you need a new group or a new set of friends or new collaboration, right? Because it's in the power of the team that makes life sweeter and better and easier. And it's what your soul really wants. And spirit will be delivering you those goodies, but spirit also, and your guardian angels also bring to you the hard lessons as well. And those hard lessons of feeling like it's all on me catapult you into the North Node. So the South Node, the dysfunction of the South Node catapults you into the power of the North Node. So don't get swept away in having to push harder and go bigger and be stronger and do more, but instead learn how to divvy up the tasks, learn how to delegate amongst the entire team or your partnerships, learn how to ask for help. And if you don't have a team, then I want you to start building a team, growing a team, nurturing a team, inspiring a team that can be helpful to your mission. So don't get bogged down in the practical nitty-gritty responsibilities of life, and don't pack the whole entire house up by yourself. Find friends to help you. I'm serious. So there's also a tendency to be very, very self-critical right now. I want you to throw the critical tendencies. All of us are going through this because we're all experiencing the South Node in Virgo. But right now, the name of the game is greater self-acceptance and greater acceptance in general. Do not get pissed off that the guy who is driving in front of you is going too slow, didn't use their turn signal, has their tail light out. Who cares? Who cares? I don't even want you to notice it. I just want you to be so in your fabulousness, your Venus love self, that you're just thinking about all the good things in life that you didn't notice his tail light, right? I want you to take notice when you're being too critical, too rigid to improve yourself, even in healthy ways. You could be too much. You could be working out too hard. My trainer, I work with a personal trainer on Wednesdays, only on Wednesdays. I love her. Her name is Amanda. She is a badass. She's helping me get stronger, and I am getting a lot stronger. But she told me, we underestimate the importance of rest. You cannot work out every single day and build muscle. So don't go too hard at life. You have to go easier on yourself. Remember, this is the house of the physical body. Do not get an injury. You could get an injury for going too hard. Know your limitations. I'm not joking. My dear friend Dorothy, who's in her 70s, she wants to go on this Mount Kilimanjaro hike. And if she's listening to me, which she might be, it's not really Mount Kilimanjaro, but it's might as well be. I want her to go slow. She promised me she would, but I don't know if she will. Know your limits. Do not get hurt. Put boundaries up against your own self for wanting it all right this nanosecond. Do I sound like I'm pleading and begging you? Yeah, listen to your exhaustion cues, right? I want you to know that there is so much goodness in this, that you are stepping into becoming a phenomenal inspiration in your own life for yourself and for others. I just know that when the South Node travels through the first house, it's one of the harder placements because it's literally right here in front of your face. And I just don't want you to get exhausted. I want you to really sleep. I want you to track your sleep with your new watch and see if you've been getting enough deep sleep. And if not, do whatever you need to do to really nourish that soul and that heart and that brain power so you can have the stamina. This is such a great time to cultivate new relationships, that people do want to support you in your dreams and in your mission. If you have this placement, that means that you are kind of an adrenaline junkie because you've got Virgo in the first house, and Virgo is highly anxious. So learning to calm down in Venus's beauty, right? Music, satin sheets, just the beauty of life is really important to embrace right now. Okay, let's talk about the North Node in Pisces, transiting the 6th house. And by the way, I cannot stress enough, I hope you guys, I have to tell you that Frank, who is in charge of the space, where on the waterfront at Pike's Place Market here in Seattle, May 15th through the 18th, he has renovated his space so we can have more students come. And I am just so excited. And I hope you are coming to learn real deep astrology with me, evolutionary astrology with me. The curriculum is going to be sensational. You can go to shopsoulnavigation.com and grab a ticket. I do think it's going to sell out, but we do have more space and I am so excited. I cannot wait. I'm putting the curriculum together and it is mind blowing. You can look at the curriculum at soulnavigation.com. Just click on my workshops and retreats and go look up the curriculum and where you can stay and where the event is. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I am so excited to see everyone who is coming. I'm looking at the roster and I just love everybody on the list. It is such a cool group of people. Oh my God. It's going to be transformational, just soul enriching. So I do hope that you're coming. And if you have any questions, you can write to Lydia at teamsoulnavigation.com and she'll help you find a place to stay. And if you want a roommate, all that jazz. The North Node in Pisces in the 6th house. So over the next 18 months, you're going to be stepping into a very, very powerful place. The North Node brings power, but you will be leaving the internal world of yourself and everything that hasn't gone right in your life, to actively put your spiritual gifts into play. Yes. Okay. What am I talking about? What am I talking about? This is a time to create a foundation, a framework, the structure of your next project, your next chapter, your mission, in a way that seriously levels you up. Yes, I'm not kidding. So you are leveling up your mission, your job, your work, your calling, your life. This is the big go and get it time in your life. Go and get it. And right now, the universe wants to give you two things. Well, more than two things, but we're going to talk about two things. You guys, I could talk about each one of these placements for hours. I could do a 2-hour lecture on each one of these placements because they're deep and I can't get to all of it. And that's why I have to do it in 3 parts. So forgive me if I haven't gotten to your house yet, but it will be worth the wait. And I want you to learn. I want you to learn about all the houses. And like I said, this is where Pisces is at in your chart, but you can also listen to this house placement if your natal North Node is in the 6th house in a different sign, because it will still be applicable. Right now, the universe is giving you these two things: courage and a greater sense of purpose. So think about that for a minute. What if you were just aimlessly walking around the earth going, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. I have no idea. Who am I? I don't know. I guess I'll make a sandwich. I guess I'll watch TV. That's painful. That's painful for me to even imitate. That is so painful. So the universe wants to give you a clear sense of your purpose and who you are. So your daily work, your professional life, your health, your wellness are coming into the forefront. They're coming into the centerpiece of your life. And I should also add, so are your pets, small animals. And so healing yourself or amping up your fitness routine to build your strength could be a big part of this. And next 18 months, between January 2025 and July or August of 2026. I want to tell you that right now you are being encouraged and invited into letting go of and quitting self-sabotaging habits. So whatever that is, and there's no judgment here. You get to decide what it is, okay? Is it drinking? Is it smoking? Is it television? Is it doom scrolling like I was doing? Like I do? Bad habit, right? I need somebody just to call me so I won't doom scroll after this. I'm not going to. I'm making my husband a fabulous dinner. But lethargy, right? Laziness, video games, donuts, negative self-talk, always leaning into, no, that can't happen. Think about if you're a no, that can't happen person. Like, do you lead with no? Wow. Have you ever been involved with a person who just leads with no, that can't happen? And then you have to slowly dance them into yes. Those people are exhausting. Are you one of those people? So be a yes. Be a yes. Yes, that can happen. Yes, that's a possibility. Yes, I'd like to try that. Yes, I want to. Lean into people that can help you on this journey of a newfound power. Okay, I just want to tell you that your sensitivity can be your genuine gift right now. You can really help other people who are suffering. And you may even step into a healing role at this time in your life. And you also might be able to heal your own self. Pick a modality and use it. It could be as simple as smiling and making other people feel joy. You know, tonight when I was getting cat food at the grocery store, the little checkout guy was so damn cute. He was like, really want to know. He's like, how are you doing today, ma'am? And I was like, well, I'm doing great. How are you? And he said, I'm doing so well. You know, my grandma, can you believe this? He goes, my grandma, he goes, do you like to embroider? I go, God, I haven't done that since I was 10. And I was like, well, he goes, how about beading? Do you like to bead? I'm like, God, if I only had time to bead. And then he also said one more kind of, crochet. Do you crochet? I'm like, I said, I appreciate all of those things. I wish I had time to do it. And he goes, well, my grandma, you should see what she does. And he goes, I'm getting her an Etsy store. This is the guy checking out my cat food, right? And I'm like, wow. And he goes, well, if you want to buy something, she can make anything. She can do a dove. She can do an American flag. She can do anything, you know, and he has her up on Etsy. I could just cry. I mean, it was a sweet nothing of a moment that was everything. It was the entire meaning of life, buying cat food at the grocery store. That is like the whole meaning of life. And I said, do you live with your grandma? And he said, no, I don't. I live with my mom. And I said, do you visit your grandma? He goes, every chance I can get. I said, aren't grandmas the best? I'm not a grandma yet, but I hope I'm in that category that like your grandma one day, someday. And he goes, oh, are you eagerly awaiting to be a grandma? And I said, no, God. No. No. Oh my God. Then I'd endlessly talk to you guys about my grandchild. No, that can't happen. I said, but I want to live long enough to meet my grandchildren. It's a great example of who he is to his grandma and the enthusiasm he was putting out there in the world to sort of try to semi-solicit her a little customer. I thought it was adorable. So what I'm just saying is that it could be as simple. You could be a healing agent in the world simply by smiling and making other people feel joy as you just dance through life, right? I was getting cat food. It was nothing fancy. And having compassion for yourself and for others is such a big theme right now. And it's no small thing. It's huge. You could change a person's life not even knowing it. Like, wouldn't it be cool if you could go back and see all the people from above that their lives completely altered because, I don't know, you help them fix a flat tire on the side of the road, or you gave them 5 cents, or right? You bought them a free Starbucks and the pay it forward line, something, right? You're being asked to be a little bit less introspective, a little bit more into service for others. Serving others in need can remind you that you and your energy is tremendously valuable. I also want you to truly, truly get on a program to become okay with your imperfections. Your imperfections are the things that make you interesting. And I want you to also think about creating inspiring routines and participate in your life that creates more joy, and live in the present tense right now rather than the past and what didn't work. And don't assume what you've already tried is going to end up the same way as it has before. So, hey, I already tried out for that team. It's not going to work. They already told me no. Well, try again. Don't assume, there's different judges now, right? Like, have an open heart to keep on trying. And I want you to participate in your life and other people's lives that brings more joy, more happiness, less criticism, and work on building strength. Do things that give you more confidence. Do things that bring more healing power to your life. Do things that keep your heart open. Take more risks. Be more social. Do stuff, okay? Here's the assignment. You ready? 6th house, North Node. Do something. Do something. Yes. Hopefully it's inspiring. Now, if you have this North Node in Pisces transiting your 6th house, that means you have the South Node in Virgo transiting your 12th house. To be honest, in order to do a lot of things, you also need sleep right now. So you got to make sure you're getting enough sleep. And you might even need 2 more extra hours than what you think you need. So if you're getting 7, give yourself 9, at least a couple times a week. I'm not joking, because this is like sleep deprivation when the South Node is in the 12th house. Make sure you're building a daily life that feels calm, inviting, relaxing, and even invigorating, right? Elevate peacefulness right now, because I think with the North Node in the 6th house, you are going to get busy, but I want you to do quality things that support your health and wellness. Build a daily schedule that includes relaxation, right? Like 12 to 1 p.m. bubble bath. I don't know if that could be on Saturdays or Sundays. Saturday, 4 p.m., I'll meet you in the hammock out back. We're going to read our books and not talk to one another. Yeah, in the freezing cold in Seattle. But I just want to tell you that you need to give your inner critic the boot. They're fired. That inner critic of yours, yeah, they have paid time off leave for 18 months. Yeah. So you don't have time for perfection. You don't. You're going to be too busy doing stuff, taking risks, doing quality things, creating an inspiring schedule, not just doing tedious work, but doing things that inspire you, that make you feel full. I also want you to kick out Mr. Self-Doubt, right? Kick Mr. Self-Doubt out of the house. Boop, gonzo. Evict him. We don't have time to indulge Mr. Self-Doubt. And we're trying to become strong, and we're trying to become our highest in our sober thinking right now. Now, I say that also because I have a lot of people who watch me that don't speak English as a first language. And sometimes people who even do speak English as a first language, they miss my metaphors. I am speaking metaphorically, but I'm also speaking truthfully. So sober thinking is like clear-eyed. Right now, you're trying to become strong and in your highest, most sober self. And this is a time to quit cold turkey over giving. Yes. So be of service in a way that feels fulfilling, but not in a way that depletes your energy. If it is no longer rewarding or feels good, take that time back for yourself and invest it in your own creativity, in your own inspiring new social life, in putting creative energy in the way that you do your daily tasks. That might mean that you just literally dress more creatively, and you're going to invest that time into your new health and wellness program. And I also want to tell you this. I'm going to give you guys a challenge, okay? I'm going to give you a challenge. I want you guys, North Node in Pisces, transiting your 6th house, to challenge yourself to be on time for the next 18 months and see what good things it brings to you. See what it brings to you to not just be on time, but be 10 minutes early to every single thing you do. Yeah, I don't have this nodal access in my 6th and 12th. So I'm not doing this one, but I want you all to do it. I think that you will find something so rewarding by showing up early and being calm, showing up calm and early. This is a time to develop new skills, reinvent your talents, put a new twist on them. So if you're an acrylic painter, now maybe you're going to start, to do multimedia. Do something new with your creative talents. Develop a new talent or a skill, because the universe is presenting you with the ability to develop this new skill. Getting super organized over the next 18 months can completely change your life and make it a little bit creative. Organize the very messiest part of your life. For me, that would be the garage. So build shelves in your garage, organize your photos, make a new filing system, go paperless. It will feel like a brand new you is being born again. And like one of the things that just happened to me, I don't know if you guys saw this in my other video. I learned how to fold clothes in a whole new way. For the first time in my life, here I am in my 50s, and I learned how to maximize all my dresser drawer space with folding my clothes in this new way, which is so inspiring. It has shaved, I'll say, hours off of my week trying to find that one top, trying to find that one pair of pants. Oh my God. It's all just so organized and cool, and it looks gorgeous. And I open up my drawers now and it's just a sense of calm. My sock drawer still needs help. I also want to tell you, this could be a time when you find your soulmate pet. So watch for this. You might provide a secure home for that offers unconditional love for an animal right now. And the mega theme for this placement is that you are stepping into your highly capable, your most capable self right now. So make commitments that advance your life and advance your creativity, your creative thinking, and your happiness. And do not give up right now. Plan out your mission bit by bit, step by step, day by day, month by month, and tell me all about the treasures that you have found over the next 18 months. And by the way, I want you guys, just really quickly, please subscribe. I cannot believe how many people watch my videos and they don't subscribe. Would you please like and subscribe to this video so it will be pushed out a little bit? I'm noticing that I'm getting a little bit buried on YouTube, and I don't know why, but it's true. I'm getting a little bit buried. So please help me by sharing this video and pushing this video out by liking it and making a little comment on it. All right. So the North Node in the 5th house. God, this is such a fun placement. Over the next 18 months, I want you to see how your spirit finds the spotlight, or how the spotlight finds your spirit. And you're really stepping into developing self-confidence by taking more risks, by being way more creative. This is by far the most creative placement out of all 12 houses. So this is the house of creativity, and it's in Pisces. And so if you have Pisces in the 5th house, it's very likely that you're already an artist, but you're going to become more creative, or creative in a new way. You're going to find romance through your creativity, and you're going to become even more popular, or your art or your talent will be noticed or recognized right now. Everybody wants a piece of you. Yes. Yes, that's on my playlist, Britney Spears. By the way, I want to know if you want me to do deep dives on celebrity charts, because I would love to do Britney's chart. Like, what the heck? Life wants to bring you joy and fun and teach you how to play again, teach you what childlike, unbridled happiness and glee look like right now. And the cosmos are helping you make a life that's, yes, more creative, more playful, more fun, but it's teaching you about the power of your authentic self-expression, the power of your authentic self-expression, not the role to play, not, do this and you'll be rewarded. No, be me and see where the chips fall, right? Be yourself. This is a massively, massively creative time for you, but it's creativity from the authentic soul. You're probably going to be a little bit louder now, and you're also going to have your willpower tested. You're going to have your will tested. And I'm going to tell you a secret right now. You're going to pass the test with flying colors. Yes, you are. Why? Because you have the North Node in Pisces transiting your 5th house. You are on an 18-month journey where you are going to come, maybe you don't yet, to trust yourself, to believe in yourself. And most importantly, are you ready? Are you ready? No, you're not. No, you're not. Get ready to love yourself. Yeah, it's big. What would it look like if you truly loved yourself? What would that look like? What would that feel like? What if you woke up in the morning and you really were like, wow, I get to be me. I get to be me today. I get to be me all day long. What if you felt that way about yourself? Do you feel that way about someone else? Do you feel that way about yourself? That's what this 18-month journey is all about, falling in love with yourself, being a creative force, a vessel of creativity. And what it attracts to you is authentic love. This is so profound. This is so powerful. I also want to tell you this is the house of children. So there could be some sort of positive development with your kids too, if you have them. You are going to have an opportunity to have feelings of positivity that you might not even recognize about yourself. You might have this transit happen and go, God, I've been a Debbie Downer. God, I've been so cranky and angry and mean. I haven't been delightful and positive. And you might not even know what a doldrum you've been, like how negative Nelly you've been, until this transit hits and you realize, God, I feel so happy. This is transcendently loving and creative. And I want you to capture the flag. I want you to catch this. I also want to know, what is your creative project going to be? What is it? What is it? What is it? Do you already know yet? It's going to find you if you don't know. So people are going to want to be with you, or they just want to be you. Right? Like, this is the ultimate compliment. By the way, you only get this placement once every 18 years. So maximize it, right? A lot of envy can occur right now. And that's a double-edged sword, right? So be careful. Stay humble. Don't create jealousy and envy on purpose. And if you are experiencing jealousy and envy, just remember that's part of this divine lesson. How do you handle it? But I do want you to let your hair down and dance over the next 18 months. And I want you to move on from overthinking into letting or allowing your heart to just feel. So feel good at winning at life, right? Where in your life, this is a true question, write it down, put it in the comment. Where in your life have you already won? What did you win? Did you win the trophy? I told my daughter, I said, you did. She's like, I've never won a trophy. I said, yes, you did. And she's won a lot of cheer competitions, but she's never gotten her own personal trophy. I said, yes, you did. She said, no, I didn't. I said, yes, you did. You won best crash out in the ski school. And they give you a Coca-Cola can that's like smushed and then a guy on top, and that's the trophy. It's hilarious for crash out. Anyways, where have you gotten a trophy before in your life? Where did you win an award? Where did you get accolades? What did you succeed at? Where did you win at something? It can be small. It can be large. Where are you winning? Okay. Try that on for real. Where are you winning? Put that in the comments, because I want you to do this exercise with me. Now I want you to feel what it feels like to be winning at that thing. Even if you were 2 years old, it doesn't matter when. Just when did you win at something? Okay. Now try that on. Feel that. Now I want you to apply that elation, apply that feeling to all that you do for the next 18 months. It requires believing in you. Borrow that feeling and try it on and come from that winning place. I don't care if it was the crash out trophy for, best ski crash out. Now, be careful because you can get swept away with this placement. In all the bounteous good times, make sure you are grounded firmly in reality because this is the house of one too many margaritas and all that comes with that. Don't create problems for yourself. There is a genuine euphoria that wants to find you. Letting go or resigning a boring life, allowing the mundane or turning the mundane into creative exhilaration is sort of the name of the game. I also want you to know that the South Node can really pull you into alienation, feeling alone, being disappointed with your friends, having to get rid of some friends, being so autonomous and detached that you are just stuck in overthinking. And I really want you to push your energy from your head. This is super important, okay? And this house isn't necessarily a deep house, but it is a deep house when you do it right and when you're willing to get vulnerable because this is the house of your authentic self. It goes way beyond fun and games. And that's why I really love for you to study on my channel because we don't just do superficial sun sign astrology. You have to look at the synthesis of your chart. And I want you to do deeper astrology. I don't want you just to think of the fifth house as, oh, this is the sports arena and this is my children and this is like, sex with multiple partners. No, this is so much deeper than that. This is the authentic self-expression. This is loving you. Push your energy from your mind into your heart. Push it down in there. And I want you to not think about what is reasonable, but I want you to live from the space of what you feel. Okay? So don't say, I think, say, I feel, because the truth is in the feel. The truth is not in the think. I'll prove it to you, right? Go turn on any news station right now. Any news station. Go turn on 5 news stations. And I dare you. I double dare you. I double dog dare you. Nobody did that. They're all going to tell you what they think. But the truth is in what you feel. Yeah, what you feel about what they think. That's the truth. So I want you to get out of the limits of the mind. And I want you to live from the limitlessness of your heart. The limitlessness of your heart. It's boundless. So when the South Node is transiting in the sign of Virgo in the 11th. So you have Virgo in the 11th house. While you're living the good life right now, I think your affiliations and your friendships and your groups and your organizations and your community, and I said your friends, are going to change. They're going to go through a metamorphosis right now. And now you're going to be putting people and experiences through a very quiet, almost secretive discernment funnel to check and see how they or how the project that you're working on makes you feel in your heart. That's the test. Your heart wants to be felt. Your heart wants to be noticed. Your heart wants to be recognized. Your heart wants to be given a voice. And your mind will want to be bossy. Tell your mind to step aside and let the heart feel. Just let your heart feel. It's back to that yoga class that I was talking about with the other house. It's like, I want to get out of the mind and the next step, and I just want to feel it with my body. Ooh, I just got chills. I just want to feel it. And I can't feel it if I'm holding the next pose that I'm supposed to do in my brain. No, give that to the teacher. That's what I pay her that for. She's going to tell me the pose. I'm just going to feel it. I'm not going to predict the pose, right? Get out of that overworking mind. We're all doing that. We're all on overdrive because we're all experience that darn Virgo South Node somewhere in our chart. And we all collectively have to move to the North Node in Pisces. So I want you to be unafraid to let go of your friendships. Adjust them. Maybe you can't get rid of your sister that you don't like, but you can adjust the time and how you spend time with your sister that you don't like. Now you're only going to spend time with her in a big family group, not one-on-one, right? I want you to be able to invest in the things that produce a childlike joy when you didn't care. So that's called whimsical. I'm not thinking about what I look like right now. I'm just in the whimsy of it. You might have to push some people to the sidelines a little bit to make your life more fun, more enjoyable, more gleeful, more inspirational to yourself. Your life is about learning how to play and make it more fun right now. And you have 18 months to figure out how to do that. So don't blow it by getting stuck in your head and feeling all alone. Say yes to more things. I want you to try new things. You know, if you're not up for ice skating, then go bowling. If you're not up for bowling, go for a beautiful walk on a trail that you've never been to before, and let go of toxic situations and the vacant frenemies that you have collected along the way. You don't even have to say goodbye. You're just going to take more time to go do more fun things. I want you to make sure that you say no thank you to the things that don't help you find your joy or serve your personal growth in supporting the authentic version of you, not the stereotype or the archetype that you're having to live out of, right? And no more faking it. No more doing things for the approval of others or the obligations of others. Your vote with your heart's vote is the vote that matters. And you will be attracting this particular lesson in your life for the next 18 months. Okay, so let's really quickly touch on love, because this is a house of love. This is what you must believe in. Love. To build a life that you are falling in love with. To build a body that you can love. To grow a garden that you love to nurture. To find pets that you adore and cherish and don't want to sleep without, to have plants that you can take care of, to design your house in a way that you love. And if you don't have a partner but want one, be open to being in love with all aspects of your life and do what you need to do to attract another person to you. You're already magnificently radiant. And this is a time in your life when you can attract love that suits your authentic self if you're coming from your authentic heart. We don't want you to attract fake love, right? You have to come from the authentic version of yourself to find that authentic love for yourself. I hope you guys liked this. I hope you enjoyed it. I'd love to read your comments. I hope I can answer all of them. I try my very, very best. And I also want to tell you that I prioritize my members. So please join and become a super supporter. It's only $2.99. It's like a couple pennies a day, and it helps me support this channel and do more content like this. I absolutely love and adore. You are my passion. I love and adore being here with you. And I hope so much that wherever you are at in the world, that you are doing well and that you are healthy and happy. I'll talk to you guys soon. Every 9:30 a.m. Pacific time on Sundays, we have a new video here.